propane. Adjust it.
Wow.
To be, so I can
that
do,
chip, that's a... Wow.
This is called a reducing flame, which is heavy propane. And then I can turn it way down, and it gets really tight, and that is an oxidizing flame. It's also a really tiny pinpoint, so I can work in just little teeny spaces. If I only wanted to melt just a teeny tiny bit, instead of the whole bead, I would have a really tiny, try to get as tiny little flame as I can. So I come back in here, and then I'll let you watch through this.
So what am I going to see?
You're just going to watch me. You can take off the glasses to see the difference.
Okay.
Keep them on for a minute. So I'm going to heat it slow, even though it's warmish from being in that heater. But you can see, I should do a different color, because this doesn't change colors when you melt it. This will go from ivory. So if you take your glasses off, look.
Wow, yellow flame. That's what I'm seeing in the camera.
Yep. That's what those glasses
wow, with
do
the glasses it stays.
So
you don't see any of the yellow with the glasses
see how
on.
it's getting droopy?
Yeah.
So I heat up a blob, and it can be a little blob, it can be a big blob, and then I want to heat up my mandrel, and this is coated with basically kiln wash. It's what it's called bead release, but if I didn't have it on there and just did it on the metal, it would stick and never come off. It'd be a plant steak.
Wow.
So this is what helps me get it off later. And then I have to clean that out of a bead. So I'm heating this. If I didn't heat it enough, it wouldn't stick. And then I take this and I let it droop.
Letting it drip. Okay.
And then I wind it on. That's why I was saying I wind glass. And so I can wind just a little bit, or I can, keep going. If this were really wet, really hot, I would call it wet, really hot, and I stopped what I was doing, it would droop. So it's now lopsided. So you're always turning. I can take my glass and hold it in there. But I can tell how stiff my glass will be, and when I can actually stop turning, by the color of the glass. It's glowing. And then once it starts turning more opaque, then I know it's stiff enough to
yeah, it's going back to its regular color.
It's going to its color. I can hold it under here, and I can see that it's still glowing.
Right.
And so, that's fine to work with. But I can keep adding to it, making it a bigger bead. I didn't have it melted enough to make it nice, but I could take this really lopsided thing, and I can keep turning it and stopping when it's on the high side at the top, and just keep turning, and it just shifts the glass around until I get it balanced. And then I can take...
Show me some of your funky...
I can take tools.
Things that you do, like with leaves and adding colors, and do it in less than 6 minutes, because that's all the tape I got.
Oh, no. Okay. So this is a tool that I can use. And I don't use this one. It's new. But you can take it and it's a cheater, so you can get shape.
More rounded.
I can get it rounded.
Cool.
But I don't do this by hand. I use this. This is my mandrel spinner.
Okay.
So it's not hot until you get closer. So I'm going to turn this on.
Almost like it.
See, spins my mandrel for me.
Cheater.
But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So the reason I got this was because I was making those long handles, and it would take me like 20, 30 minutes just to get a long, skinny handle that was balanced, round all the way around. And then when I watched Scott, who makes this, when I watched his video, he would take and get his glass on there and heat it up really good, and then he would go like this.
Cool.
And it was like instantly a tube, and it's like, oh my, I need one of those. So that's what I did, and now I can make that as quickly as I can melt that glass. I can have it in shape, so I can I can take this and I can straighten up the edges, do all that jazz. And I can take another color.
How do you do your swirly things? The little, looks like little
vines?
No, the ones that look like little waves, like in the ocean.
I'll show you. Alright, so then I'm going to lay another color.
4 minutes.
Okay, I'll lay another color on. Okay, there's more color.
That's not hurting your eyes to have it in that yellow?
No, it's not that bad.
Okay, because when I look at it, it just looks all like a light pink.
Yep.
Cool.
That's what you want it to be. So I can leave it raised, or I can, you know, have it blend in.
Cool.
Yep. So then I take a matching color, same color or whatever, which I don't have on here, but these are rods that I've melted the ends and then pulled, so that it's called stringer.
That's still glass.
It's still glass. Here, these are ones that this is called stringer.
Wow.
So I have all different colors here. But I'll stop this, and I heat it in one spot. This is when you come and do this really tight flame and just heat it in one little teeny place until it starts to glow, and then you plunge this in and twist. And twist. And twist. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is.
And so then I let it chill for a second, and then I can just pop it right off. And so I can leave it raised like that, so you got all that texture, or I can heat it and press it down and let it melt back in, so then all you have is, the swirl, color swirling instead of
the raised
whole texture to the raised, yep. And then I can take a tool, or I like to use stringer, I just like to use this, and I can heat up a spot. And then I can drag it. And then I can heat up the spot. And I can drag it the other way.
Okay, but it's not leaving any color. Oops.
It's not leaving, because I have just a thin layer of color on top of the ivory. So, and then I can also just pull the ivory on top.
Okay, but your stringer isn't leaving any stringer color on it.
No, it's just a tool at this point.
Okay.
I can use a sharp. Where do I have it? I don't use them very often, so I don't have them up here. I can take a sharp tool. I have a tool that's just like a little pick, basically, and can use that. But I like the way the stringer grabs. This kind of, it's like skims over the top, unless I have it the right heat. And I just really like what my stringer's doing. So I mean, I can take the stringer, take one that's a color. And I don't want to get too close in front of that. I can take stringer, and if I'm in the flame, it'll just melt into a blob. But I can take it and just lay it down. Okay. Or I can do.
It's real delicate.
Tiny. Yeah, that's too. Or I can take it and do. I can kind of write with it. Cut it out. So, I can write with it, and I can leave that raised. If I leave it raised like this, it'll pop right off because it's not really melted into it.
So
they always say you want to have it at least half rounded, so it doesn't have any undercut, so it doesn't have anything going up underneath. And then I don't like these blobby ends, so I always take whatever background color I have. And I twist the ends in just to kind of finish it.
43 seconds.
Okay. And see, that's not really all that pretty right there. So then I take it and I curl it in. And it just gives me a nice little finished look. So I can have really icky mistakes, and I can totally cover them up and
swirl them and make them beautiful.
And manipulate the glass.
Wow.